Hey friends, it's April Holly Smith, and I'm about to do a cooking video for you on my stove for the first time. So, before we get started, let's lay some ground rules, okay? Because we are on the internet, and the internet's not a kind place. Number one, we're in my kitchen. It's a real kitchen. It's a kitchen that gets used every day, all day. It's not my day to clean the kitchen. Stuff is dirty. Stuff is disorganized. It's just how it is. So let's have some expectations between you and I. You're going to see stuff that's not as clean as it could be, and we're all going to get over it. We're going to learn what we came here to learn from this video. We're going to be reasonable in the things that we say, and we're going to move on from that. So now that we've said that, let's have a good time and let's cook something together. I made a large batch freezer waffles, and I am going to make syrup. So, we're going to start. Hey friends, what I've got here is my kids playing in the drawer, which is a little noisy. I have essentially about a cup of water with a tablespoon or two of vanilla extract, and I'm not using anything fancy. Just this stuff from Aldi's. I know this is slightly off center, but it's what I can do. So, once I brought this to a boil, I'm going to start adding my brown sugar. This is a half a cup, just because it's what I had. Candy. I'm going to put in a cup, and essentially I'm going to let that come up to temperature, and I want it to dissolve. Take those in the other room, guys. Go turn on Elsa.
Not Elsa.
Yeah, Elsa.
No, Elsa.
So this is my favorite cooking stirring implement. It's a silicone spatula. You can kind of see, I can feel the graininess of it. Okay, well then don't. And we're going to put a lot of sugar in this liquid. So I've got 1 cup of sugar in. I'm going to put a 2nd cup. If you ever find that you have brown sugar that's very hard, this is a great way to use it up. There's other ways to bring it back. This is my 3rd cup. You can see the water is like rising up. It didn't seem like very much in there, but there's a lot of sugar in syrup. And what we want it to do is we need this essentially to dissolve. It's very, very simple. Now, your homemade syrup is going to be thinner than your bottled syrup because they use a chemical agent to keep the viscosity of it. But you can see this looks really watery on camera, doesn't it? But I can see that there's some thickness in this. It's definitely getting syrupy. Just going to set that there because I don't want the sticky to get anywhere. I'm going to let this kind of, and because you're doing sugar, you don't want it to boil because that's how you make hard candy. So, I got to go check on Lillian. She's making an awful lot of noise. Come on, you need to be out of there, sweetie. Now's not a good time for this. Go take this in the other room. Go on. Go take it in the living room. I can still feel on the bottom the graininess of the sugar, and it's also, there's still some kind of on the side. So can you see the grain in there? So you can always check it like that. And also, you know, there's always that how fast it. This is pretty thin stuff still. And thin is actually okay when it comes to this. You don't want it to be too thick. But a lot of this stirring is mostly just to keep the sugar on the bottom from burning.
Hi.
Yeah, go play with that. You're allowed to have it. Oh, that Lillian is back in the drawer. She's got my measuring cups. Can you hear that? So then the other thing that you're going to want to do is taste it. Now, this is hot. It's not boiling, but it's hot. Still got some sugar in it. And actually, this tastes really good. It's super sweet and syrupy. So as soon as this sugar is dissolved, it's going to be done for me.
Can I look what that is?
You're going to eat some for breakfast. We're going to have syrup on waffles. Ooh.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes.
Do you buy some more?
I didn't buy waffles. I made them. We're going to put them in the toaster. All right, so I'm going to put my sugar away.
Did you buy the syrup?
No, I'm making syrup.
No.
She can't get it through her head that we didn't buy syrup for waffles. All right, I see that this is, it's still got sugar in the bottom. I can feel it. Oh, this just takes time.
Get out, Yeti. No.
They're in the fridge.
Get out.
The stirring is actually... You okay, Booger? Are you mad because she shut the door and you didn't get to be in the fridge anymore? Oh, it's okay.
Did she put it on the fridge?
I don't want either of you guys in the fridge. If we can shut the fridge door, let's leave it shut. Alright, so this is pretty done. It is thin, and that's okay. You can make it thicker if you want. Just keep adding sugar to it, but I don't see a need to have that much sugar. So, I'm going to turn the heat off, and we're going to move on to the next step of freezer waffles. We're going to go to the toaster. Okay, so here we are at my toaster station. I have my bag of frozen waffles, and Lily is helping. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to put them in the toaster, and I have this set on 3. There we go. All right. So 3 means 3 minutes. I'm probably not going to let you just sit and watch this for 3 minutes because it's not very interesting. The other thing is this side of my toaster is broke, so it doesn't stay down. I don't know why. It just doesn't. Got this at Walmart and it broke. I don't know right away. It'd be cool if it was 4 because I could run all the kids at the same time, or actually I could run Chris. So I'm just going to go ahead and toast this up. All right, guys. I'm going to pause this so that you don't have to watch it for 3 minutes. Okay, so my waffles popped, and Lillian, as you can see, is here to help us. And they're hot. I mean, like your toast would be. So we're gonna butter these while we can. They're a tad stiff, but that's okay because syrup will soften that up. And you can see the butter is starting to melt on these. They're nice and warm. Okay. All right, Lillian. I'm going to have you stay right there. Supervise this, okay? Got my syrup here. And I'm just literally, because this is especially for the kids, I don't need them to have a ton of syrup. But we're going to put the syrup right on here. The great thing about this syrup, it is thin. And that's part of what I like about it so much, is it moves around really well. Actually, it doesn't look super, don't touch it, it's still hot. And it's going to absorb into this waffle, so you're going to be able to have syrup in every bite. That's my syrup. It's a little, you can see the sugar is crystallizing on the side there, and that's okay. But this, remember, I started off with a cup of water, 2 tablespoons or 1 tablespoon of vanilla, depending on what you like. I like a lot of vanilla. And then there's 3 cups of sugar in this, and I just made a small batch. because I'm going to actually just put this whole thing in the fridge with a lid. What are you doing? And when it comes time to have waffles again, I'm just going to stick it on the stove and heat it back up. So you can put it in like a Mrs. Butterworth and put it in the microwave if you have one that will fit in the microwave. I don't have one that fits in the microwave, and also I just essentially don't use my microwave. So these are my waffles. You can see they've started to absorb, and they're actually like softening up. These are hot and delicious from the freezer. Leave that shut, Lil. All right, so we are gonna go eat. So that is what homemade syrup and big batch frozen waffles look like in the morning. Yay!
Hi.